Yo everyone, name's Ronzel, back with another tutorial, and in today's video I'll be teaching you guys how to set up Eden Emulator on Windows 11. It's a simple process, really. To be honest with you, you don't need a tutorial for this, kinda, but you know, I want to make those YouTube dollars because I owe the cartel some money.
Oh no!
So make sure to watch till the end, please. Alright, so first we have to install the emulator, and as usual, the emulator link would be in the description down below, but if you don't want to, here's how to download it. Firstly, open up any browser and search up Eden Emulator. Like so, and then click this site right here. Now, click download, and in here we have two options. Either we pick the stable versions or the nightly versions. So let me explain what's the difference. Alright, quickly. So stable builds, as the name suggests, are the stable builds of the emulator, meaning it's more stable. Yeah, that didn't really need any explaining, but yeah, stable versions are less frequently updated and get new features way later. Meanwhile, nightly builds are the one with frequent updates containing experimental things on it, and it usually has more things to offer, but it could be unstable at times and it might have some bugs in it, so keep that in mind. Anyways, for this tutorial, we'll just stick with the stable versions for now. So, it should lead us to this Git page right here. After that, we'll just scroll all the way down until we see Windows. And now we have more options to choose from. So this one right here is the one with a really stable graphics, with barely any graphical glitches on emulated games. One thing to keep in mind is that this one doesn't run as fast on slower devices. This one is for the people with normal desktop computers, the one with these things. And this one right here is mostly for handheld gaming devices like these. And lastly, this one is for some weird cases when you have a Snapdragon chipset, and this version can be both used for Linux and Windows. But since this tutorial is for Windows 11, we'll just go ahead and install this one right here. Alright, so once the emulator is done downloading, let's just extract it. You can extract it anywhere, but for now, I'll be extracting it on the desktop. And let's just name the folder as well, because why not? Okay, so let's just extract the emulator on our folder right here, and then, yeah. Now, when you first open the emulator, we have these options right here. Now, this might vary on some people because these things only pop up when you have used any other Switch emulators before. Emulators like Suyu or Yuzu emulator and such, and with a press of a button, you can simply transfer your save files like so. But if you haven't used any Switch emulators before, then just follow these steps. So our emulator window should pop up and it should be asking us for a decryption key. So make sure you guys have the corresponding files to properly use the emulator. Now, because providing such files is kind of restricted in YouTube, I would definitely not link these in the description. So it's up to you on where you get these files. But there's definitely not a down link for them in the description. Maybe. But let's say you do have these needed files, like these over here, so we will just be installing them on the emulator. Just like this. Click this. Click that. Find your keys. Click this. Click that. Go back here again. Click this. Click that. Then click this right here. Just wait for a bit. You're done. Okay, so next would be linking our game directory to our emulator just like this. And if you don't know how to obtain these games, well, I can't really directly help you guys with it, but you can just look around the internet. There should be other guides for those, and they're really simple, but just make sure they're legal though. Okay? Alright, so now one cool thing about this emulator is most of the settings are already set up for us, and we can just go ahead and play any game we want, but for the sake of this guide, we'll just go through with them. But I'll make it really quick, don't worry about it. This setting right here is how much RAM you allocate on this emulator. A regular Switch is like 4GB and increasing this doesn't really improve performance, but if you have enough RAM, you could increase it if you want to play with mod or if you're playing at a higher resolution. On this part right here, it's best if you just set this at default because none of this can really improve performance in any useful way anyways. On graphics, if you have an AMD card, I'd recommend you choosing Vulkan for the rendering API since this one is really optimized. But if you have an NVIDIA card, I'd recommend you choosing the third option. Take a look at it. The resolution doesn't really need any explaining. It's the resolution, guys. I mean, come on. Now for VSync mode, make sure that it's on. Now I know in other PC games you have Aussie gamers love to have it off, but in this case we'll just leave it on because it doesn't work the same in emulators. VSync is something of a speed limiter in this case, not an FPS limiter. It's a speed limiter, meaning having it off can result in your game running at 2x speed, okay? Not at 2x FPS. Now on adapting filter, one of the best options here is AMD FSR, so we'll set it to that. And they have sharpness at 88, so it's still kind of balanced and all that, so yeah, just set it at 88, because why not? For aspect ratio, we'll leave it at normal because we don't really want our gameplay to be stretched or compressed. And now in this section right here, just keep them at default because trust me, changing anything here isn't really that worth it. Well, except for some settings like this one, which can lower latency if you set it at higher FPS, but make sure you have a buffy GPU though. And then this one right here, which we'll just leave it at uncompressed. And everything else, let's just not touch it. Oh, is that a new world record? Damn. Well, we're still not done though. Anyways, for the game controllers, if you have it connected, just make sure when you're playing, you have it set as the input device. Also, you can have more than one player and you can just set it accordingly as well. Just make sure you have all the extra controllers and extra friends, which I don't have. Anyway, so yeah, let's just play some game and that's all about it for this tutorial. Anyways, you can click off now if you want, but if you want to see some really terrible gameplay, then you can just stick around, but don't laugh, okay? I literally forgot all the controls for this game because I haven't played for like a year and a half. Anyways, though, yeah, enjoy.
Mifa's grace is ready. It is my pleasure.